Marvel, what is it that I always felt like I'm just writing a bunch of superhero raps.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Big words, metaphors.
Big words used to be the 90s thing.
Yeah,
right?
you
If
know
the bigger the word, the more. Nas is one of the greatest because at that time, the less you understood about your raps, the hotter you was. It was like, oh my God, I don't even know what he talking about. It got to be amazing.
You know what I mean? Yeah. So I was in that phase.
Yeah.
So then after, having my first children and all that stuff like that, I'm like, okay.
That's another thing, man. I don't mean to interrupt you, man, but like, I really feel like I'm evolving, and I hate to keep saying me, man, but like you hitting on certain stuff. Like, I find myself thinking about my kids, and I don't have none. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, I'm almost thinking in the future, like, how would they view me if I did certain stuff? Mm-hmm. Now, it's crazy getting over, because I used to just be reckless. Like, my raps was reckless, man. Mm-hmm. My raps was reckless. Like, I'm trying to think of something I would say back then, like, but it was just recklessness. It was that shock value rap, because one of my biggest influence that got me rapping was Eminem. Mm-hmm. So that already tell you.
Right.
But it was just like, it's certain stuff that just can't happen no more. I want to talk about that too. Like, like certain people could not have careers now. My bad. Go ahead. I just Noriega'd you.
No. But once I got to that part, because what happens is when you live in your life, the view you have of yourself, life circumstances will humanize you or humble your butt way more than it had previously. So no matter who I thought I was, or how good of a person I thought I was, or the character that I thought I carried around and all that stuff like that, it was still like things that I hadn't learned, and things that I needed to be mindful of. So, and this is when I was having my first bad situations with my first marriage. It was like, you can't even figure this out, but you writing all this supercalifragilistic, make me out of dope-ish on this paper, but you can't even go into a conversation with somebody and say, all right, I'm not going to argue with this person. We're going to have a calm, mature conversation. And 2 minutes in, I'm yelling. I'm already out of my character. Yeah. So it was like, that was my transformation thing. Like, I never was egotistical or nothing like that, but still humanizing myself, maturing, growing up, and learning the things about me, that what things set me off, what things attract to me, and then how I could better communicate these things with the people that I'm dealing with that ain't got nothing to do with music. The people that's, my parents, my brother, my sister, my girlfriend, my wife, whoever, whatever it may be. Making sure, one thing, I ain't so caught up in this, because I be so caught up in the music. Yeah. I'm so focused over here, you become desensitized to things and people that don't do it. Yeah. So it's like, you just don't, you don't understand, because you don't want to live. You know what I mean? And it's like you be closed-minded. So it's like, it was hard. It was so hard for me to come out of that, because going into it is what the problems I had in, with my dad and the other different things that kind of, music is what took me away from all that. Yeah. And music is what made me feel good. So if somebody was saying something over here, and I felt like it was a pull thing, I ain't even trying to hear what you're saying, because you just disrespected the fact that this is what I'm on.
Yeah, you disrespected my art.
So it's like, I had to learn that, man, and then that's when I started more so. I was always the one, my rhymes was always the straight to the point lyrics for the most part, but I still had big words here and there. I still had metaphors and all that stuff like that. I still had the flavor or whatever, but if it was hit them high, hit them low, I was the one that was hitting low all the time. Mm-hmm. And then somebody was going extra extraterritorial and all that, was going extra extraterritorial over top, taking care of all that. I'm down here like in the streets, but not a street dude, but somebody who grew up in the ghetto, you know what I'm saying? But I wasn't of the ghetto, and somebody who had respect from everybody in the ghetto that I
hood enough,
you know what I mean? And people knew not to, if they was doing something, they knew not to try to offer to me or knew any or whatever. So I had that. I always had that. So I had to tap into that, stay in that zone, learn and mature as a man and then put that stuff in my music. Put I ain't perfect in my music. Put I made mistakes here and there like in my music. Put just to be well rounded as an artist.